Welcome to Helmets and Microphones. Bold voices, brave minds. From the ride to the club, we're telling the stories that matter. Strap in, mic up. This is Helmets and Microphones. Let's get into it.
Welcome to another episode of Helmets and Microphone. I am your host, Super Dave, and just want to welcome everybody back. What's going on, peeps? What's going on? You know, I don't know about everybody where you live, but I know here in Atlanta, it's cold as a mother, you know. And I'm one of the ones who I like to ride in the cold, but this cold right here been a little bit disrespectful. Speaking of cold, you know, my co-host Chip, she won't be joining us tonight. You know, she's out ill, so she'll be probably watching the broadcast live. You might see her chime in with a chat or two, but at least you know we're gonna send our prayers that Chips gets better. Hey, you know, man. What a week it's been. I want to talk about my guest. You know, I ain't even gonna wait. You know, my guest, man, he's a part of one of the most famous motorcycle organizations in the world. I'm saying it, I'm publicly going to say it. He is part of one of the most famous motorcycle organization in the world. And I stand on that. And I'm gonna give a little bit of history on how I met Mr. Rrambonkshus. We had a charity event that we was invited to, you know, back to school drive, and me and Chips, of course, was there as a part, you know, dealing with Stream and her organization and West Side Rider. Shout out to y'all. We was kind of like being in charge of the book bags, you know, and then Rrambonkshus, he was in charge of going and finding all these kids. He had to write down names of all these kids, try to get these little boys, some haircuts, it was quite a day. It was really fun to see him chasing kids down. I'll never forget that first little boy. He did not want that haircut at all. He hollered and screamed. I had to end up getting him a special book bag. And then, you know, out of the blue, Rrambonkshus come in with this big old garbage bag and just drops it right there in front of the where the book bags. I'm looking at chips. I'm like, what is this? You know, he come out, he got chips, them little hot chips. All these little young kids like. He had garbage bag. He had chips. I'm gonna let him tell you the name of them chips when I bring them on. But he had them little hot chips that these little young kids like. I'm talking about for days. So, you know, that stood out a lot to me to know that, you know, him as a person. Of course, I know his organization very well. They care about the community, you know. Like I stressed before, it's all about the community for me. You know, I love to ride, but then that community come real close behind riding. And I see that in him. You know, we ran into him again at the Shack Ride, another community event. Who's there? Rrambonkshus. I really like this guy here. I like this guy. And I thought he'd be a perfect guest for Helmets and Mics. So with no further ado, I'm going to introduce y'all to Mr. Rrambonkshus.
What's good, Super Dave?
Hey, fam. What's good, man?
Good to see you. It's always good to see you. To be seen above ground is a beautiful thing, man. How you feeling?
Man, I'm good. I'm doing really good. Really good, man.
It
How about
shows.
yourself? Hey,
It shows. Hey, man.
hey,
Taking one step at a time.
hey,
Every
that's
little
all.
step I take. You know what I'm saying? They call me Rrambonkshus for a reason. I'm just giving you a full warning, you know.
Hey,
It be
man,
like
that's what the
came a
show is all about, man.
came a long way from having a garbage bag full of Takis.
Oh, that's what the name is called. Takis.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Showed up to
man.
that built bag drive with a garbage bag full of Takis, and you ain't
And
even see what was in the truck. I
no, I
had,
get
yeah, I had mad bread, English muffins, cakes. I looked like
oh,
I robbed the hostess store, the bread depot or something. It was crazy.
that's what's up, man. And
Couldn't even see
they
out my back window.
hey man, that's good, man. And like I said, man, that that meant a lot, man. I like I said, I care tremendously about the community, man, especially kids. I told everybody who know me know my weakness in life: kids and senior citizens. Them two right
Absolutely
there, I'm sucker for kids and senior citizens. Now the age group in the middle, hey, I could deal with. But when it comes to kids and senior citizens, man, I'm there 100%.
not facts. Facts.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
So,
No.
Miss Chip, she out, she sick. We're gonna send prayers. I know she probably watching, but uh shit, we the guys, we get to cut up tonight, you
Oh
know.
yeah, we get the job done. You know what? Shoot. Hey, look. I already have my shot ready. There you
Hey,
go.
and I'm here with you. So
Salute. Yeah.
let me I'm gonna start off with the name first. Rrambonkshus got all the R's, and I'm glad you sent me the pronunciation of it in parentheses because I would have mispronounced this terribly. Where did it come from? Where did it come from? Where did it start?
All right. So it's funny because my name, I didn't have a name when I first came on the set. Of course,
Okay,
my name is Tyrone. So people was calling me Freaky Ty because I went to my boys took me to my first Black Tigers trip,
okay,
and I ain't talking about the one in Myrtle. I'm talking about the one in Maryland.
okay,
Anybody that know about Maryland Black Tigers, man, shit get turned up.
okay,
So I went there, and I got to give you the story on that. It's so fucking funny. Um, on the way there, my best friend and my brother, he told me, he's like, "Yo, you ain't ready for Black Tigers, bro. I'm telling you, this shit is crazy. There's women everywhere. There's bikes everywhere. Yo, this shit get wild, especially with the pajama party." And then I heard somebody say, "Hey, yo, if you don't get no cut, you gay." I was like, "What? You don't get no cut, you gay?" You're like, "Yeah, it's like that, bro. Like if you come to this event this weekend and you don't get no cut, you gay." I was like, "I gotta have a vest on for that? Like, am I a part of you? I'm not gay at all, but I mean, do I gotta? Is that part of me too? I got all right, whatever." So by the end of the weekend or whatever, everybody like to go to Texas Roadhouse to hang out.
okay,
So we all chopping it up, and he said he ain't getting no cut. So I started cracking jokes on him because I was like, "Oh, you was the one that said, what I mean, no cut. You must be gay."
right,
All right, cool. So we get to Texas Roadhouse, and I let the lady in the front know that we got a birthday. So
okay,
it really ain't his birthday.
right, right,
I tell him that they're part of a bike club. You gotta use his ride name,
right,
and his ride name is Impulse. Yeah, I gotta put
okay,
you on blast, bro. It's just funny as for real. So he gonna want to fight after this. So his name is Impulse or whatever. So we get in there. It's barely anybody in there. It's just the crew. You know what I'm saying? It's like maybe 10 people at best in there.
okay,
We sitting at the bar, we eating, drinking, chopping it up or whatever. I'm waiting for when these ladies gonna come around here and just do the happy birthday song. I told them his right name was No Cut.
okay,
So so she came around, and when she finally came, it was packed in there, wall to wall, biscuit to biscuit. I swear you couldn't find a bread in that mug. That's how packed it was. I said, "Ooh, this ain't gonna be good." So She brought out her and like three other people brought out this saddle for him to ride on, because
Right.
that's what they do. He was like, "All right, Texas Roadhouse family, let's give it up for No Cut." My boys looked at me. I looked at them. I started crying. It was like, "Wait, I know he didn't just do that." He was like, "No, my name is not No Cut. It's Impulse." She said, "Let's give it up for No Poke." They laughed even harder. He's like, "No, Impulse." This is where it killed him. She was like, "All right, let's give it up for No Post." I was like, "No, nigga." Crazy. I swear I ain't never hear so many people laugh in my life. But because of that, and shouts to the second floor boys, Rough Riders all day.
Right.
Um, we had a DJ and we had an MC up there, and everybody used to come on the second floor. So I used to, help hype up the floor. So again, they used to call me Freaky Tide because of the way I was dancing and everything else.
Right. Right.
But by the time we got back, I started prospecting,
Okay.
and I had done the work that I needed to do for the year, so that when I came back, they finally named me Rrambonkshus because wildlife.
Wildlife.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
tigers is my favorite. Tigers is my favorite animal.
Right.
So
Right.
one thing about a tiger is that he's rambunctious and untamed. So they
Right.
look at me like, oh, you know what? Rambunctious is the perfect name for you. And plus, if we chop the name in half, we get Rambo, because I like to carry guns and go to the range. So,
Hey. Hey. Ain't nothing wrong
mhm,
with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
absolutely.
So yeah. So everybody, y'all probably like I was, because I said that was like my first question I was gonna ask off topic. I needed to know where did that name come from, and
Oh, yeah.
that's what's up, bro. A lot of people
Yeah.
they name fits them. Like me, I've been Super Days since I was high school. Right after
Oh,
high school, I've been Super Day. Right after
the
high school.
football player?
No, no, just stuff we could talk about off air. All I can tell you is Super Day. If anybody know who Super Day, it patent off of Super Day Osborne, who was actually a daredevil, wasn't afraid of nothing, wasn't afraid to
Mm,
try to do anything. So that's what it was patent off of, and I'm just gonna leave it right there. And it's been there ever since. Uh,
okay. So it's like another Evil Knievel.
Pretty much, but more of a away from the motorcycle style.
Got you. Yeah. This man was taking bowling balls to the stomach from out of a cannon and whatnot.
Right.
Crazy.
So that's yeah. So everybody nicknames they comes it comes. Even if Chips was on here, she'll tell you how her name came. It was just like you know, it was crazy, but it stuck with her.
Right.
But
It's funny. I pulled up on chips with a bag of chips.
but actually, her name came more from the TV show.
I had a feeling you was gonna say that.
Yeah, and Sweet Tea gave her that name, and it was more from the TV show. So we'll get
Right.
into that one later. But
Right. Right.
um, Rough Riders, like I said in my intro, Rough
Hmm.
Riders is one of the most famous motorcycle organizations in the world, and
Big.
and I'm gonna
Large.
stand on it. You know, like I said, y'all, DMX, Eve, that
Hmm.
just the stars
The
that
Rock.
that put that. That's when I started paying attention. When
Right.
DMX came with the videos, man, he got 100, 200 bikes behind them, four wheelers, everybody stunt. Cause like I said, during Rough Riders days when they came out, that when everybody was really stunting hard on sport bikes. You know,
Right. Right. Right.
if you wouldn't wheeling and indoing on your man, you really wasn't nobody. If you gonna go fast, you gonna know how to wheelie, you gonna know how to endo, just to be relevant.
Right.
That just and Rough Riders kind of put that on the map.
You
And
know, shouts to the boy Scorpio, living legend out here. My man out in Phoenix. Yo, So
Yeah,
we
this
call
chapter
he
was
called
hit.
that blocks. He called that earning your blocks because what they used to do, you couldn't ride with Rough Riders or join the chapter if you couldn't wheelie from one block to the next to the next to the next and doing you know certain tricks,
Right.
stoppies, wheelies, endos, little burnouts, certain things, earn your stripes basically.
Okay. So when did Rough Rider start? Where, was it? I know, of course, it started up north. Am I correct?
So Rough Riders started in New York.
Okay.
Started in New York as a label, uh,
Okay.
run by the family. You know what I mean? Who was also our CEO and his family.
Okay.
Um, they held it down. At the beginning, they were trying to get DMX signed, so they
Okay.
ended up getting in contact with, I believe, Heavy D it was at the time, and he helped them out. Um, for a minute, it was a lot of grind, wear and tear. You know what I mean? Trying to
Okay.
get him his record deal, trying to get him signed, get him notice and everything else. But with that East Coast West Coast thing going on in the early '90s, it was kind of stunting the growth of what's really coming to fruition. You know what I mean? So
Right.
once that died down, it was like, damn, who gonna take the mantle?
Okay.
So DMX came out, killed it. Funny thing though, our staple anthem, Rough Rider anthem,
Right.
was an accident.
Was
Dope, dope. It was an accident. So there's a story in this public knowledge. DMX linked up with Swiss. Swiss was making beats in the studio. He's the nephew.
okay.
And I think he just came from Florida, matter of fact. Yeah, just came from Florida. He's staying with family in New York. He they linking up in the studio, whatever, DMX in the back, he gambling, rolling dice, chilling. And then they was like, yo, if you lose, you gotta use whatever beat from my nephew. So he
Okay.
was like, bet. So he lost the bet. So then he go in the studio, he hear the beat. He was like, nah, dog, I can't do this, man. Come on, man. I'm not feeling that beat, yo. You know what I'm saying? So, he wasn't feeling the beat. So, he didn't want to back down from the challenge because he lost or whatever, but then he did it. And then the rest is history.
Oh wow.
So when they did the video shoot, they happened to run into all the bikes. Like, yo, we shooting a video. Be dope if y'all do some tricks, run bikes, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
They was down with it. So when you see the video and it's like, damn, all these bikes, all these four wheelers doing stunts and everything, man, mind blowing because it never been done before.
Right. Right.
And from there, that's when things started to really take effect. You had people, the stock on bikes going up because before, not to step on toes or ruffle feathers and nothing like that. I
Right.
believe that bikes only pertained to the MC world at that time.
Correct.
I wasn't sure. Um, Heavily, if you rode a bike, then that meant that you was either a part of a club or you was a bad guy.
Okay. I got you. I'm with
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So this gave a different dynamic to the industry of motorcycle
Okay.
because it became a lifestyle now. It was more about it being a lifestyle. It wasn't just about bikes. Now we do car and truck. We do
Okay.
motorcycles. We do dog. You know what I mean? Is taking on a life of its own, and it's unstoppable.
Okay.
You
That's what's up. What's approximate estimate of members that's in Rough Riders?
know?
I said approximate. I know it
Mm,
can't be accurate. Just
mm.
worldwide, You is
I
it
tell you this. I'll tell you
over
this.
10,000?
We in 11 different countries.
Oh wow. Oh
We in
wow.
11, yeah, about 11, 13, maybe 14 different countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
when they say we the biggest, the largest, they ain't lying. We just don't, you know what I mean? We don't be out here trying to dibble in things that ain't got nothing to do with us. You know what I mean? We respect the set. We
Right.
respect the code of the street, and we honor our due.
Right.
You know what I mean? Say neutral. Um, Biggest part of our movement is giving back to the community. You know, that's why I joined. I'm not gonna lie, it took me 5 years to join. I was
Okay.
hanging around for 5 years. I used to hear about the give back events, the cookouts, and everything like that that they used to do in my area. I used to stay
Okay.
in Connecticut, and I never, ever in my life thought about riding a bike. I said I
Oh,
would never ride a bike. What? I sat on a bike and fell over. Embarrassing.
oh wow.
Don't tell nobody. I know that was live. Don't tell nobody. But nah, but I really did. I really didn't have a passion for the bike and nothing like that. Like I was a rapper, so I did listen to a lot of DMX. So like I said, my best friend, he was already in Rough Rider, so he used to have me come show love to their events. And
Right.
every now and then I pop out. He asked me, "Yo, when you gonna put on that white tee?" I was like, "Nigga, I got a white tee on right now. What are you talking about? What I'm gonna put on the white tee? Because that's the prospect uniform."
Right. Right.
Um, and he didn't really explain it to me what a white tee meant. So until I said, you know what, I was ready. And a big part of that was that it didn't diminish what I was already doing in the public eye. Because
Okay.
being a part of the community, helping the community is what I love to do. So even right now, it's around this time, November and December, what I do is I feed the homeless or hungry. You know what I mean? Some hot meals, I make them, or I give out food every other week. I go down to what's that station called? Over there on Martin Luther King Drive, where they got
Uh,
Tent City.
oh, Garnett Station.
Yeah, yeah. Not and
Oh,
I just
no.
you know what I mean, take a bunch of stuff down there, get it out there. Oh, they picky. I ain't gonna lie. They will not take
Yeah,
bread.
and
They
that's
don't want
that's
none
a
of that.
lot of things, because a lot of you got a vast amount of great people who doing the right thing. Then you
Mhm.
got that 1 or 2% who's on that bull. That's why they don't take food because you got people be trying to poison them. So
No.
me dealing with the homeless and stuff, I'm very careful on what I take. I'm
Mm.
not gonna take a handmade bologna sandwich or anything like that anymore because
Right,
they're not
right,
gonna eat it. They're gonna throw
right,
it. I usually get like the crustables, something that's in a package that they
right,
know that hadn't been tampered with. And
right.
that's why they do it. I asked them, why you throw my bag, my sack down on? He was like, man, I'm be honest, people be out here trying to hurt us,
Whoa.
and we have to be careful. So that's word of advice. People who want to feed the homeless or trying to go feed the homeless, try to do non-perishable stuff like crustables or stuff that's packed up that they don't feel uncomfortable trying to open or eat or anything like that.
It's funny you say that. So I learned the hard way when about using non-perishables. I had a bunch of cans of food. I had a bunch of cans of food, clothes, everything out there, and they wouldn't take none of the cans. I mean, I had stacks of corn, beefaroni, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Something that they could take with them. And I was like, yo, man, why y'all not taking none of these cans or whatever? It was like, how we gonna open it?
Oh damn.
I was like, damn, you right. It had none of the little poles up there. I was like, and he was like, yeah, then where we gonna heat it up at? I'm like, shit,
Right.
damn. Hit me with a double whammy, bruh. Like,
Right.
you got me. I got carry all this shit back in there. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, but it's a learning experience, man. It is a learning experience.
Definitely.
Let me get into my questions.
Okay.
Like well, you kind of answered my first one. How old you was when you first decided that you wanted to ride a motorcycle? What inspired you? What
So it was the same thing that inspired me to join the art. So we was taking pictures, and I had really felt like I joined the brotherhood because it was the main three guys that I was always around since we took the Black Tigers trip. For a
okay?
good year, I had always been around these guys doing events, doing this and that, and it's like, damn, like I really feel like I'm a part of the crew.
Hmm.
So it was when they took a picture one day at this event. They had the R on the back of their vest. You know, it was pressed
Okay.
up there because it was a formal event. And I was like, "Can I throw up the R?" They were like, "Hell no, nigga, we'll fuck you up. You gonna try, but all right, I got you. Don't throw up the R." So so instead of doing the twisted finger, I threw up the piece like this. I send you the picture
Right.
later. It's just so funny because they turned around to show the R, but I'm in the front showing the Versace like this. I was just looking like, damn. All right, I can't be left out again. So
Right.
I was
Right.
like, yeah, I'm a prospect because I don't want to be left out. But
So
then,
at that time was you already riding? You already knew how to ride a bike then?
not at all. I
Oh
had no
wow.
riding experience whatsoever. As a prospect, I had no riding experience. But in 2 months' time, you couldn't even tell.
Okay.
Couldn't even tell. Because up north, you don't. You know what I mean, you don't get no good riding seasons like that. You know what I mean? You used to get
Okay.
snow, we get ice. It'd be too cold. So when we do get the riding season, it'd be between potentially May to August, September. And when we when it was time to finally get a bike, I had bought it and I had no other way to get it back, so I had to write it. You know what I mean? It was like throw them right in the fire, and that's how I learned.
Wow. Wow. That's what's up, man.
Yeah,
That's what's cool. And
yeah,
you kind of already answered my next question on what made you want to join the MC. Of course, like you said, you was a hang around for like 5 years.
yeah.
And that story, when I hear people say that, that reminds me of Chips, the club that we was formerly a part of. She was a hang around for like 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Hmm.
And before she joined, and I recommend that for anybody who's trying to join a club or
Absolutely.
MC, go hang around them. Just
Hmm.
don't go hang out with her one time and try to say, "Oh, I want to be a part." Nah, it's not like that because you don't learn the ins, the outs, the
Yeah.
oohs, the ahs, the good, the bads, the uglies.
Oh
Go
yeah.
hang around, go eat, go on trips. Everything they do, just go do it. Then
That's right.
after 6, 7, 8, 9 months, a year, if you feel like that's something, you'll know. It's just like when you join in this church, where the Holy
Right.
Spirit hits you, when you want to go walk down there and give your life.
Man,
So, so it's the same
oh,
one. So when the bike Holy Spirit hits you, it'll let you
yeah.
know it's time to go ask for that P for the back of your back. Uh,
Oh
all
man.
right, this another good question though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Being part of a club organization, there are pros and cons.
Okay.
What's your pros and cons of being a rough rider?
All
Remember?
right. The pros. I love this shit. I love this shit, man. I really do consider Rough Riders my family. Like, we got our motto. We got two mottos, ride or die,
Mhm.
and I ain't gonna tell you the other one. But
Okay.
that's just the one that most everybody know.
Right. Right.
So,
Right.
but in our prospect model, we we say this. You know, Rough Riders is my home. You know, I am a brick in the foundation.
Right.
Things that we speak into existence, speak life into. I really felt like I was family in order for me to join. I didn't join until I felt like family.
Okay.
I didn't I didn't meet people that didn't feel like family. I'm not in touch with people that don't feel like family. I really take this shit to heart. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when I hear, you know, there's been people that go here, go there, come here, come there. I wonder, like, I don't know what other clubs' models are, but I don't see how that's acceptable.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like this is the only vest that I ever need. You know what I mean? That's my pro to it. I had my daughter was in California, but she still is. I have my oldest daughter. She live in California with some family out there, and she had COVID one day. As when she was younger, she was about 13 years old, staying in the house by herself because her mother was rushed to the hospital,
Right.
and nobody would be there to help her. She was in the house by herself. Her grandmother was severely sick, so she didn't want to go to the house and get sick and possibly die.
Right.
So while her mother was in the hospital, I tried to get a flight, a red eye flight. It didn't work. Tried to get any flight that I could to get to her immediately. So I called up my family out in LA. Answer the phone. Hey, look, I got this situation that's going on with my daughter. I want to know if who lives around this area that is potential or that's able to help me. And I was directed to a person that works in the area and that lives in the area with mine. So
Okay.
I called them up. I said, "Yo, bro, I just got a favor. I'll send you however much you need. I just need my daughter to have some medicine, some electrolytes, some food, because she sick and she in the house by herself." So I told him all he needed to do was just drop it at the front door.
Okay.
He said, "Bet, say less." I said, "How much you need?" He said, "Nah, just give me buy me lunch when the next time you see me."
Okay.
I felt that. All right, got you. Say less. So I was on FaceTime with him, him and my daughter on two separate phones. My second phone right here, you know what I mean? So I had them
Right.
both trying to connect the dots. And not only did he get exactly what I asked for, but he got more.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So when he brought that stuff to her, it really hit different. So I was like, this is what this shit is about. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I made it my business to go to an annual that was way outside my means. You know what I mean? Um, I went out there because I knew that they would be out there. It was two people um, that I really showed a lot of love and respect for because of what they did for me. So
Right.
I went out and I got a plaque made up with their names on, their ride names up there. It showed a snippet of the prospect model, which we still live by in our journey as Rough Riders. And I said, this is what it's about. And as
Okay.
far as buying them lunch, I gave them both, a couple $100. Like, hey, this is for your lunch. This is what you asked for. And I just
Right.
wanted to show
Right.
my
Right.
appreciation. So that the camaraderie, I never joined because the R what was famous for Rough Rider. I mean, Eve and the Locks and Swiss Beats and all of them. You know, DMX. I never paid attention to that much of it in that
Hmm.
aspect. What I paid attention to was the family, the bond, and the community service,
Correct.
which we still do today.
And that's me. Like I said, my former club that I was a member of, man, I still have family to the day, even though I'm not a full active member. But you can never take away my family bond that I have with those people.
Right.
Even though I don't wear the cuts, I could still pull up in Sumter.
Right.
I could pull up in Columbia. I could pull up in Charlotte or wherever, even in Atlanta still to them. And they still my brothers and sisters. You know what I'm
No.
saying? It's like being married. getting a divorce, but you still have them certain in-laws that you're still close to. That's the best way I
Tough.
could put it.
That's tough. When you said married, I said, ooh,
Right, right. I said that's the best example I could give. You gonna always, whether you divorce, you gonna still have them certain in-laws that y'all built that long-term bond that
right,
it'll never get broke.
right.
And that's how I feel, and most definitely that um you
I ain't
know
gonna, I ain't gonna lie. That's my con right there. Well, as far as the set go, that's my con. My biggest con with the set is your personal, whatever personal life you have out here, or your personal circumstances, the things that you've been fighting all your life. You don't bring that to the club life and think it's gonna get fixed. Like
right.
if you never got the love from a woman that you wanted all your life, and you go into the set because you see it's a bunch of women out here, bro. This ain't the place to find love. Trust me, I know.
Most
Uh,
definitely.
man, bruh, shit crazy. I had um I had a chick that I thought I was, you know what I mean, I thought I really cared about, well, I did really care about the chick, and then next thing I know, her baby father called me like, hey man, your coordinates is this, that, and the I'm like, what? Like, yeah, man, I'm tracking you. Like, what you mean you tracking me? No, I'm not tracking you, she tracking you. She got your location on her phone. He's like, you live in Connecticut, right? I was like, bruh, coming out here what? What you trying to do? So he wasn't trying. Like I'm thinking that he want to pull up. Like you want to pull up to me or you want me to pull up to you? What is it? So he was like, nah, man, I really love this girl and everything else. Like I'm still fucking her. I said, oh. So I was like,
Okay. So
well,
let me
see,
ask you a question. You met her on the set?
I did, I did. I met her on the set. Um, we was talking for a little while, and then next thing I know,
Mm-mm. No,
yeah, man,
no,
like it's crazy.
no.
Yo,
Set
shit.
life, personal life don't
Can't
mix.
intermingle the two. Like I
No.
smashed. I had gave a chick my time and I smashed her and then she went and smashed somebody because his dick was little. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit was crazy. The shit was crazy. The funny excuses you hear for the dumb shit that people do is wild as fuck, man. It's wild as fuck.
Hey man, I,
Mm,
I, I do
shit wild.
understand. But we yeah, we're gonna leave that alone. That's another episode.
I try to tell you. I
When
try
I
to
get
tell you.
when
No
I get to
filters.
that episode, I'll make sure you will be back. You and them damn twins. I'm gonna do an episode with y'all. So
Nah, I know pillow talking, but I do got stories for
right,
days.
right, right. And man, like I said, it's it's an honor for me to be able to interview, someone from such a such a prominent, like I said, man, y'all like in that top tier of motorcycles, just organization in there. And it's, just honor. I feel like really excited just to get to interview because,
I
I know
appreciate that.
a lot of, rough riders, they going to get to see this. They going to see it,
Mm,
And, I, I got my infamous question.
mm.
As a rider, what's your helmet of choice?
I ain't gonna lie, I got more shields than anything.
You like Shield brand?
I
You do
do.
you do
I
full
do.
face or modular?
The whole helmet. The
The
whole
full
helmet.
face.
Yeah, I don't ride. I don't like the wind blowing in my face and nothing like that. And shouts to my asthmatics out here. You know what I'm saying? We
Right,
be
right.
having trouble breathing when the air blowing in your face. It turn your helmet into a vacuum when it be raining. Then they get all foggy in it. Oh man, I hate that shit.
Yeah, I
Hate it.
keep that anti fog on the bike at all times. I
Mhm.
rub the rainets. They I put anti-fog on the inside of the shield and Rain-X on the outside.
I ain't never know you could do that.
Yeah,
I didn't know there was
anti-fog.
an anti-fog.
Yeah, so anti-fog. Look, you get it at AutoZone and rub that in on the inside so you won't get fogged up on the inside. And then on the outside of the shield, I put Rain-X. So when that water hit, it just bouncing off.
That's right off. I'm gonna do
Yeah,
that. I'm gonna do
yeah,
that. I ain't done it.
yeah. And that's that's it on that. I
How
I
long you
got
been riding?
I've been riding. I've been on a bike since I was like 6. I did some
Oh,
calculation. Look, there's it started with mini bikes, dirt bikes, 125. I think my first big bike, my oldest brother, gave me was a 1972 Honda 500. It didn't even have no electric start. I had to kick that thing. That was my first big bike. And then in 96, I purchased my first purchase bike was a Suzuki Katana 600.
ooh,
I
ooh,
mean, I'm like totally green to the set, totally green to whatever. And the sad part is the
yeah.
Katana sat next to a shred. It was a shred sitting next to it and a Katana, and I wanted that Katana. And I paid dearly for it once I got out here in these streets and started riding. But my brother, he's watching it. My brother watching right now. Shouts out to you. Shout out to you, Richie. He loved my Katana. He
Yeah.
we would he ended up that first year that Zook went to the fuel injected. I think his bike was a 2750. And
Mm.
it would be every time me and him rode, he would always have my Katana and I would always ride his bike. He
Right.
loved that Katana more than I did.
Oh shoot.
I always had his bike all
Yeah.
the time.
You ain't want to say he loved the bike more than he
Right,
loved you. You ain't want
right.
to say.
All the time I really had that he rode his bike was when he raced. When that we going somewhere he raced, he'll ride, of course, because his bike was like 3 times faster than mine. But just us out there cruising and playing around. Nah, most of the time he had my bike and I rode
Oh
his
shoot.
bike. And that's just how we was. And
Right.
but then, of course, and I done graduated from there tremendously. It's like now I'm just, a prime collector of bikes. That's what I
Mm.
do. Have quite a stockpile right now.
Whew,
I got
that's crazy. What's your favorite one?
that I have
Of your collection, yeah.
right now. Oh my God. My baby, I'm gonna say it, my baby Cowie. That's my
Got what is
ZX10.
it?
That's
All
my
right.
ZX10. Um, my go-to, I got 2 go-tos.
Mm.
That's Goldie, that's my Goldwing,
Mm.
and Zuki, Silky. That's my Hayabusa. I have a 2002 Hayabusa unmolested. I got it
Mm.
from my brother. My brother, getting older in age, and he sold me his bike, and it's unmolested. I'm talking about still stock exhaust, still stock.
Yeah.
And I won't even touch it. Bad as I want to take that exhaust off and put a 4-in-1 on there, I refuse to touch that unmolested. Like the bike looked like it came out the showroom in '02.
That's what's up.
So they're
Yeah,
my favorites, Then the rest of them, it's just casual. Like when I'm out with Chips and Sweet Tea, I pull the M109 out because they got Sweet Tea and Chips got C50 Boulevard. So I like the max energy when they on the air. So I pull my M109 out. I got
Okay.
ZX6. I got a R6. I got an old school 78 Honda 750. I
Mm.
got a little collection going on over here. So,
That's what's up. I see.
but it's
My
it,
first
it what was your first?
my first bike was a Cowie 636.
Yeah, I got
And
one.
I was keeping up with the best of them. I ain't gonna hold you. That
I
bike
tell
get
you,
busy.
and I tell you that my 636 it'll
Mm-hmm.
get a lot of these 750s and older 1000.
Yep.
I ain't gonna say we might beat you, but I promise you gonna know we right there with you.
You right there with you, right?
Yeah,
That's why I
cause
had to upgrade. I ain't gonna lie, I upgraded to a Suzuki 1000, and I be
right,
cooking. I ain't gonna lie, I be cooking these streets,
yeah.
man.
But like I
Yeah.
tell everybody, man, technology these days is so impressive. Like
Mhm.
back then it was all about horsepower, building your motor, cam, this and that. Now it's a laptop now. It's just a simple
True.
laptop, and it's
True.
unbelievable. Like I telling my brother Reggie, he like he want to get back into bikes, man, and he was looking out like, bruh, the technology, man, you got 600s out there these days giving them old 1000 the business,
Hmm. Yeah.
just because of the technology,
Right.
and like I said, Chris Moore for More Mafia, me and him becoming really good friends lately. So
Hmm.
I got some stuff in works. I'll be back out there real soon with some new stuff in work.
No
So
doubt.
yeah, I got this. Tell me something about this.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be an amazing time. An amazing time. We put together a star-studded week for everybody out there. If you ain't ready for war, don't come. If you
Okay.
ain't ready for war, don't come. The
So
the way, the opportunities to win things, the giveaways, the trophies, man, this is unlike any event that y'all have ever been to on a set. And don't get me wrong, 'cause I ain't been here for 10 years yet, but I have been around and know that the things that we put together for everybody have not been seen by me yet. I've
oh,
never seen anything. And I've traveled to so many states for bike events. Um, Shouts to all the clubs out there uh, that put on good events and put invested time into making sure that we have good times out here as supporters of each other. That's the one thing I love about being out here in Georgia too, man. All the clubs support each other like I've never seen before.
right,
It's
right.
it's a beautiful thing. I wasn't aware of a round robin before I came out here.
Oh,
So
right.
yeah, the only thing I ever when somebody said round robin, I was like, you talk about the tweedledee like I'm like, I don't know what the heck the rockin' round robin. I don't know what y'all talking about. So then when they explained it to me, and man, I met some dope people by supporting this the way that they do things out here.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Atlanta is most definitely a bike friendly state city. We everybody pretty much support and love everybody. Like I said, if you see any small ounce of BS is coming on, you know the other side. That
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
right,
But that's
right.
that's very rare. That's very rare. I'm not even gonna say that's a big thing. That's very rare. Every now and then you might hear something here and there, but for the most part, man, people in Atlanta, they love to party for one, and they
Mm-hmm.
love bikes. You got
Sure do.
party, bikes, and a little bit of juice in the atmosphere. You go
Yeah.
have a great party in Atlanta.
You know what? I drank that.
Yeah, yeah. So that's about all, Rambos, man. I'm not gonna take up a lot of your time, man. I just really, really
All
appreciate
good.
you giving me the honor of interviewing. Like I said, Chips would have been here. Most definitely she was most definitely trying to take medicine and stuff to try to make out like, nah, I got it. Just you get better. He will most definitely be
Definitely.
back. And so,
I
man, I just
appreciate
want
it.
to thank you, man. Thank you.
Nah, man, I'm
Anything we could
grateful.
do, anything, helmets, microphones, we could do to assist you. Like I said, you going to do anything this holiday with the community or the homeless, man, just let us know. We'll be there.
Absolutely.
We'll be
It
right
would
there
be
beside you, bro.
it'd be
And
an
I
honor to have y'all part of
and I make sure I bring some can openers.
that. I hope you got enough of them because they need it. Yeah, for real. Yeah, live and you learn.
Right,
Live and
right.
you learn. But I'm grateful to be to to be a part of this, man. This is history in the making,
And
and
most definitely.
y'all going to do some good things out here. Y'all already doing good things out here, but y'all going to do even better things in the
Man, I
future.
appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, once I get off the air, I hit you up on the landline when I get off the air. But man, I thank you, bro. And
No doubt.
all right, peace, bro. Well, man, that was a great interview, man. I'm like totally geeked up off that one. That was great, great, great. You know, I like to thank all my followers and people watching. You know, thank you, Sweet Tea, for holding down. Uh, I'm like to thank what my sponsors. I can't do this without my sponsors. Where are y'all? I'm my sponsors. Those sponsors, where are y'all? There we go. Dream House. Oh, they left me, but they'll be back. Yep. So there we go. Here go my sponsors: Dream House, Casting and Production, Eventually Yours of Atlanta, and of course the Five Factory. And last but not least, Autonomous Riders. You know, I would like to thank all my sponsors for making helmets and microphone possible. You know, without y'all, it wouldn't even be possible. You know, it wouldn't be possible at all. Because trust me, I lean on each and every one of those sponsors, y'all. So I lean on them daily for advice and guidance. And oh, can't let this episode go without sending a big happy birthday shout out to my brother, Country Boy, down the Santa High Roads. Happy birthday to you, bro. And hopefully I'm chopping up with you real soon. Happy birthday. So, my motorcycle motivational moment of the week. Today is November the 12th. Every ride is a reminder that the journey matters more than the destination. Once again, every ride is a reminder that the journey matters more than the destination. You know, that's deep. You know, we're gonna let that soak in a little bit. Just remember that journey. The journey matters more than the destination. Gonna leave that there. So make sure y'all follow us on Facebook group Helmets and Microphone. Also subscribe to us on YouTube at Helmets and Microphones. And next week, I'm not gonna sneak it out there, but next week I got a guy. I think he might bring some guests with him. You know, we became very good friends. This is gonna be a very interesting story on something that could have been really bad that turned out to something great. So tune in next week for this one. I'm not gonna spill it. I'm not gonna spill it. I want to so bad, but I'm not. We still locking in some stuff. And you know, like I said, everybody who watching, Reggie, Landra, you know, all of y'all, I see you. The twins, Tamika, I see all of y'all. You know, just thank y'all for the support, and see you next week. Peace.